Right now, the crypto market is trading on technicals, reacting to immediate support and resistance. But behind closed doors, a massive macroeconomic catalyst is navigating the Senate Banking Committee, one that dictates the structural future of the industry. We are looking at an asset class now held by 60 to 65 million Americans. A demographic of that scale forces political action. The core of that action centers on a jurisdictional split. Legislators must divide market oversight between the two major regulatory bodies, the SEC and the CFTC. On the surface, the tension seems to be easing. The SEC and the CFTC recently issued joint statements, signaling an end to the era of aggressive lawfare against digital assets. Yet industry leaders like Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse remain cautious. That surface-level peace treaty does not guarantee long-term stability. Garlinghouse's warning is precise. Without codified, permanent legislation, the current regulatory truce is fragile. A new administration could take office and instantly resume hostile enforcement actions against crypto projects. Later in this analysis, we will map out an underlying structural shift that dictates the next decade of capital positioning. Stay to the end for the reveal. The Clarity Act provides the structural support level required for the American crypto market to function at scale, determining whether institutions can safely deploy capital. To understand the Clarity Act, you have to read it like a complex order book. It is a bifurcated legislative package featuring distinct bids and asks across two different jurisdictions. The first half of that order book is filled. The commodities title successfully advanced out of the Agriculture Committee, securing the path for CFTC oversight. This chart visualization maps the CFTC legislative progress, forming a firm foundational support level for crypto market structure. But notice the right panel's immediate resistance point. The securities title remains trapped in the Senate Banking Committee, facing continuous downward pressure. Advancing this title requires a rigid mechanical process. It must complete the committee markup phase and then survive floor reconciliation. That reconciliation process carries severe timeline risk. It can easily delay forward momentum by weeks or even a month as opposing sides negotiate the final text. This legislative bottleneck acts as massive overhead resistance. Until that text is locked and the rules are clear, institutional capital deployment remains paused on the sidelines. The primary cause of that bottleneck in the Banking Committee stems from traditional bank lobbying against one specific asset, stablecoins. This liquidity flow model illustrates the core fear of traditional finance. The argument is that high stablecoin yields will trigger an uncontrolled capital flight, draining deposits out of commercial banks. To test that theory, the White House commissioned an objective economic report by a team of PhDs to analyze the mechanics of stablecoin yields. Watch how the model recalculates based on their findings. The PhDs discovered a macroeconomic principle at play here, a strict conservation of matter regarding fiat liquidity. When a user buys a stablecoin, the fiat moves from their checking account to the issuer's reserve account. Total liquidity remains within the American banking system, simply shifting from one balance sheet to another. The report also deconstructed the specific metric of deposit stickiness across different tiers of the banking sector to see who was actually at risk. The data reveals a counterintuitive reality. It is actually the smaller community banks that possess the most durable, relationship-based deposits. They are largely insulated from yield-chasing capital flight. Furthermore, compliant stablecoins actively pull net new global capital into those U.S. reserves. They grow the total pie of available liquidity. The data proves the bank's capital flight argument is empirically flawed. It is a false resistance level temporarily holding up the legislative order book. While stablecoins dominate the public headlines, hidden variables are causing the true structural delays in the background of the Senate. Zooming in on this chart reveals the real friction points. The markup is stalled by highly technical language surrounding developer liability and the mechanics of DeFi smart contract logic. An additional layer of friction comes directly from law enforcement, who hold deep concerns regarding their ability to access decentralized protocols. But if you pivot sharply from Washington's legislative paralysis, you will find massive operational momentum building on Wall Street. While the Senate is bogged down debating microscopic lines of code, traditional finance is executing an aggressive shift toward crypto integration. For years, bulge bracket banks restricted themselves to hesitant innovation exploration departments. That era is over. traditional market participants have moved into a strict execution phase. The internal mandate is clear: stop talking, start doing, and build the infrastructure. The catalyst for this pivot is an existential threat. These institutions realize that if they fail to adapt, they will lose vast amounts of market share to tech-native competitors. Legislation may be briefly delayed by technicalities, but institutional volume is already heavily accumulating at these support levels. They are front-running the inevitable regulatory clarity. Securing the Clarity Act provides codified legislative permanence. This creates a regulatory floor that survives election cycles and prevents future administrations from unilaterally resuming the war on crypto in 2029. The smartest capital in the world is positioning itself right now, long before the reconciliation process ever reaches the Senate floor. If you want to position your portfolio alongside that institutional volume, you cannot rely on retail methods. You need institutional-grade tools. That is why we utilize GEM Intel Pro. It is a highly advanced AI analysis tool that parses hundreds of blocks, technical charts, indicators, and real-time news feeds in seconds, delivering the exact data you need to execute. To stay ahead of this market, I need you to do 5 things right now. Like this video, comment hype to boost our ranking, hit subscribe and the bell icon for daily XRP updates, join our free GEM Intel Pro community, and sign up for Bybit and Binance using the links in the description. Remember, crypto trading carries significant risk. This is high volatility price action, and you must conduct your own independent research before deploying capital. Trade with absolute discipline, respect your stop loss, protect your capital at all times, and I will see you in tomorrow's breakdown.